Okay. So where's this seminar Kent's supposed to be doing? It's not on his channel. Should have been out by Friday. Wait a minute. He's got a second channel, Doc Dino. He isn't even naming them as the parts of the seminar. This is... Okay. I found it. It took a bit, but this is supposed to be 1C. Now I have to go searching for the stupid things, you son of a bitch. Heyo, Fluffy Atheist here. If you saw the first two parts, you know how I'm going to do this one. I haven't seen the video yet. I was looking for it for like all day Friday, all day Saturday. Couldn't find it anywhere because I was looking for a video that said Seminar 1C. He didn't name it his seminar, even if he does have it in the slideshows that it's 1C. But it wasn't on the same channel. It's like he's hiding. But he did post it on a different channel. Found you there too, Kent. You can't escape the Fluffy Atheist! Anyway, the title is Earth Spin, so let's have a look. I have no idea where he's going to go with this. No guesses this time, skipping over the ads, of course. Though now, I'm glad I listened to the ads. I'm going to clip this here because Kent was actually funny for once.
We don't really have a plan around here. What I do, I eat a lot of pizza with peanut butter on it before I go to bed. And you wake up at 2 in the morning with wild ideas. That's how I got my daughter.
I can just picture Kent waking up in the middle of the night and boinking his wife as he talks to her about animals making babies. I apologize here if any of you just got that as a visual. No, I'm not sorry.
They drilled a well for the last week in Lenox, out there at that end of our property. And today, they finally struck gold. And at 350 feet, they hit seashells. How did the seashell dig through 350 feet of rock? I don't know. No, you see, there was a flood.
And this is why I'm always going to at least listen to the advertisements. Found a good one. And you know I'm going to use every chance to talk and educate, right? Okay. So why were there shells under the heavier rock? Not a global flood, but it was underwater. In this case, it was roughly 100 million years ago when Pangaea was in the middle of its split into the world we know today. While all the continental plates were drifting apart, the North American plate was stretching out, and in the middle of the United States, the center of the plate lowered to allow the seas to move inward while the east and west coasts stayed above ground. This was the area of the United States known as the Great Plains. In fact, the same thing happened to the African plates, with the seas moving into parts of the Sahara, the South American plate north of Chile, and the western parts of Russia. Aquatic life thrived, but of course was later buried when the plates started pushing back up under each other, causing the Rocky Mountain Range to form and the relatively shallow plains to lift back up, and the waters faded back roughly 70 million years ago. So yeah, Kent, 30 million years underwater, I would think shells might just have gotten there. Anyway, in the aftermath, layers of dirt blown by wind, volcanic ash, and other material eventually buried all of that into the 350 feet down he mentioned. The problem for old Kent is simple. Shells are light, rock is not. During a violent flood and rushing waters, rock would have been settled first, followed by mud and shells. If it were a global flood, his shells would have been much closer to the surface. Sorry, Kent, wrong again. So, for several minutes, he does the most ironic thing I have ever heard him say. I mean, it's typical Kent being out of touch with reality, but about 20-ish years ago, this thing went viral around the internet about this lady upset about deer crossing signs. She thought that the highway patrol put the signs out to tell deer it's safe to cross on the highway. He talks about how stupid she is and says it's like the people that believe in evolution. He only just found out about this clip now. I won't post it for copyright reasons, but you can look it up. It's not hard to find. Kent? We're not the dumb ones. Do I need to remind you of this?
Evolution can be defined as a change in species over time. Okay, if that's really what you mean, I agree.
That is what evolution is, Kent. So, yeah. Calling it like I see it, Kent. Moving right along.
Atheists simply cannot see how dumb their position is. You really think your whole body fit in a dot smaller than an atom?
Well, yeah. This isn't going to be hard at all to slap him upside the head with a dose of reality. Hey, Kent, there's these things in the universe. They're called black holes. Guess what happens in those things? I'll save the longer explanation in case he brings up cosmology later. We go through a recap of the last video, which you can watch, or maybe you have watched it. If you haven't, it's about a 15-minute talk about the moon, how it formed and is now moving away from us at about 1.5 inches a year. With as much as he talked about that 1.5 inches, I'm inclined to believe he's very familiar with that length. Did I mention he was divorced 3 times? Not sure why I just thought of that, but yeah.
If we went scuba diving at an old shipwreck and discovered a treasure chest full of gold coins, and I asked you the simple question, when did the boat sink? You said, I don't know. Well, look at the dates on the coins.
I called it. From part 1 of his seminar, I called it. 2 episodes later, he really loves this one. It's been a few weeks since I explained this, so I'll try to be short. For a ship example, you find a buried treasure in a sunken ship and ask, when did the boat sink? Well, you look at the dates in the coins and see which is the youngest. Ship had to sink after that time. So, if you find 3 dates in total, 1886, 1901, and 1892, you can correctly conclude that the ship sank after 1901, right? Well, using that logic, and he looks for things that fit his worldview, he says things found that are about 6,000 years old, it means the Earth is that old. Confirmation bias at its best. No, you look for the oldest things. What Kent does is a false equivalency fallacy. Kent commits a lot of fallacies. You get used to it.
The Earth is spinning a little over 1,000 miles an hour at the equator.
No, it's rotating at 15 degrees per hour. You are not a flat earther.
NASA bombshell. Earth's rotation is slowing down, and it could cause major earthquakes.
And we have known this for a very long time. Not really a bombshell. He likes to post the most sensationalized headlines as much as he can. It's the only true joy I have in watching these without my head trying to walk out on me.
The Earth's rotation is slowing down. It was first noticed in 1695. So they've known about this for a long time.
See? Told you. Not much of a bombshell when we have known for hundreds of years.
Earth's rotation has slowed about 6 hours in the past 2,700 years.
And this is the dishonesty of Kent right here for all to see. What he doesn't say here is the article continues by saying, that sounds like a lot, but it works out to the duration of a 24-hour day being lengthened by about 1.78 milliseconds over the course of a century. I pulled up the article he's quoting this from on science.org, so it's more sensationalizing of the facts. What that means is if you add up all those milliseconds over the course of 27.4 centuries, you get a total of about 6 hours. It's really not that much. If you do the calculations out, a 24-hour period has gotten a little less than 48.8 milliseconds longer, or 0.0488 seconds longer. This is due to gravitational friction between the Earth and the Moon. He repeats this several times in different ways.
The Earth doesn't spin or move. Kent either sold out or is blinded.
Houston, we have a flat earther.
You flat earthers are an embarrassment. Knock it off, okay?
I cannot believe I just felt like I wanted to cheer on Kent. For Darwin's sake, moving right along.
Now, this is complicated for you atheists. The Earth is slowing down. That means it used to be going faster. That means it cannot be billions of years old.
We're halfway into the video when he finally makes the claim. I can't wait to see why he thinks this.
If you think dinosaurs lived millions of years ago, they got flown off, blew off right here. Centrifugal force, yep, flew them off, okay.
He can't be serious. I refuse to believe he's serious. I need to find out if he's serious. How fast does he think the Earth was spinning? And he thinks the flat earthers are an embarrassment. People who live in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. But I think the government took that house from you too, though, right?
Earth's rotation is slowing down. To compensate, we'll have a leap second by the International Earth Rotation Service in February to keep the calendar time in close alignment with international time.
Yes, we have leap seconds. We're actually trying to completely do away with them by getting our clocks more accurate. These leap seconds are used for several reasons. Part of it is the Earth's rotation, part because we're using two different clocks, the atomic clock and the observed solar time. The two are not perfectly in sync with one another. The Earth is still slowing at the same rate of milliseconds per century, not 1 second every few years like the leap second is used for. I'll venture a guess here that he is going to call out the leap second instead of the science of the actual rotation to make his claims, since he's bringing this up after he said the dinosaurs would fly off.
27 seconds have been added so far since they started this in 1972.
My guess is looking good here.
Now, somebody texted me a couple weeks ago this brilliant idea, and I forget who did it. So if you did it, thank you. It was a good idea. He said, Brother Hovind, if you are right and the Bible story about the original creation is correct, most of the water that's now on top used to be in the crust of the Earth. So the Earth was mostly habitable. There were seas, but no giant oceans. So you could live just about anywhere on the Earth, and it was covered in land.
I don't even know how to begin to respond and say how absolutely stupid that was. I mean, how would you start to explain to someone this delusional how idiotic that would be? Saying that would basically be saying that the entire planet was a desert, even from his perspective, and the water cycle would have dried up all the seas he is talking about in a matter of a few short years. All the water would be gone. The Earth would have completely dried out and died before the flood even took place. There would have been no water at all anywhere close to Israel, but the Bible talks about the sea before the flood. I'm just blown away at how gullible Kent is here. He said someone sent this idea to him, and he just ran with it with no real investigation into if that were actually plausible, even from his previous claims. I have to move on. Wow. Just wow. That was it? That was actually all there was. No math, no instruction, or reasons or anything on what the conclusion was on any of his comments. He just literally declared that the slowdown says the Earth had a 17-hour day billions of years ago and nothing more to say on it? Just straight to the Q&A where he's getting trolled by flat earthers. Well, then I declare Hitchens' razor. That which is asserted without evidence can be dismissed without evidence. The funny thing in this is he asserted and gave evidence the Earth is billions of years old. Well, okay then, fine. Wait. Was the leap second his proof? Holy fuck, the leap second was his proof. He just never calculated it out to make the assertion. I skimmed over it because I thought that was him just talking more about the Earth slowing down, since it was in part due to the Earth's rotation. I honestly thought he was going to do a little more with this since he has like 20 minutes left of the video. Kent, The speed of the Earth's rotation is not the entire reason for the use of the leap second. In fact, the leap second is used to synchronize the two different clocks we use to keep accurate time. It's adjusted to Coordinated Universal Time, or UTC, which is the standard for the world. Since it's not perfectly accurate, it has to be slightly adjusted every so often to make up for the inaccuracy. This inaccuracy has several different causes, only part of which is the speed of the Earth's rotation. You're being deceptive as per the usual, when you said the leap second is due to the Earth's rotation and didn't mention anything else on why the leap second is there. In short, our clocks are not in tune with the actual rotation of the Earth. So to keep midnight as midnight, we add in a second to make up for the inaccuracy. It's not the Earth that's slowing down that fast, it's our timekeeping accuracy. And since the Earth's rotation is variable here and there, we add in the second in when and where it's needed. For Darwin's sake, Kent, pick up a textbook and stop fighting a straw man. I'll have to look through his Q&A to see if there's any other neat gems in there.
Okay, Dr. Dino, you're wrong about one thing, and the one thing only, it's flat, and there's no space. What are you breathing? You're breathing air? There's no space. This, John, I'm sorry, this is an embarrassment. I'm sorry. You may love the Lord, I wouldn't question that, but you're dead wrong, okay? The Earth is round and it spins, and you flat earthers need to knock it off.
I have been watching the comments. There's a few flat earthers in there that keep going off in his chat. The flat earth trolls are coming out strong. It's keeping me sane to laugh at both Kent and them. I think they were summoned when he actually said 1,000 miles per hour. It's like they're moths to a flame. No, I am not doing another flat earth video. I did one, that's it. Never again. I would say it's low-hanging fruit, but Kent is low-hanging fruit already. I just can't stand the incredulity of the uneducated. Kent is educated. He just looks for his confirmation bias and ignores everything else.
Why do you think the flat earthers flock to your thread? I don't know. Maybe they're trying to convert me? Good luck on that one, okay?
Oh, I know. Because you both love to use horrible logic, ignore evidence, become overly vocal about your beliefs, and incorrectly think you're right. Did I get it? The Flurfs keep trolling him from this point on, with the cheerleaders patting him on the back.
See, Adam and Eve didn't have a Bible. I think God gave them the gospel story in the stars. And you start with Virgo the Virgin and you end with Leo the Lion. And it's now perverted into the horoscope here. And seminar part 7 of this 18-hour seminar.
Well, looks like I have something to look forward to. Oh boy, this is going to be a long series. Let's cut off for now. This is going to be painful for me and educational for you. I am Corsi, and this is The Fluffy Atheist. If you like this, thumbs up. If you don't, thumbs down. Either way, share with your friends, or if you want to share a funny video, or you want to point and laugh. I'm good either way.